Good morning, everybody. It's Miss K back for another science lesson. So you better get your pencils out and your materials out, and we will get started today. In a brief introduction, um, I would like to congratulate Miss Ivelisse Rivera for adding our second wow statement to our wow board. This is from our lesson from last Friday about the woolly mammoths and climate change. So let's read what you wrote. I learned that the woolly mammoths have to live in a cold place to be able to survive. Changes in global warming are making the climate change, and woolly mammoths won't be able to survive. Dun dun dun! That is correct, Ivy. This statement shows me that she understood our lesson and that she was able to sum it up. Beautiful, beautiful work. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see your wow statements from this lesson. Remember, these wow statements you're going to write, I'm going to let you write it in your Play Pause It today, or you can write it in your science notebooks, but you definitely need to write your vocabulary words in your science notebooks, okay? So if you are still having trouble accessing that or you can't find it, just message me. We will figure it out together, all right? So today we are on lesson 2. Believe it or not, we are moving right along here. Some similar things as last time. I'm going to read this to you all, tell you what our vocab words are, answer some questions. Let me insert a question right here. Because I'm magic? Okay. Lesson 2. I'm so excited for this lesson. And you guys will find out, maybe today you could maybe take a guess. Maybe I'll put in a question to guess why I'm excited about this lesson. But I will give you a little sneak peek, a little clue. I'm excited for this lesson because it has to do something with this. Okay? We're going to be talking about investigating our local weather today and determining the difference between daily weather and seasonal weather. So let's get started, folks.
All right, lesson 2, investigating local weather. So we will be talking about the weather in Salamanca. When people talk about weather, they often discuss how hot or cold it is or supposed to get, or if it will be sunny or stormy. The word weather is used to describe the outdoor conditions at a specific time and place. Meteorologists, try to say that word, meteorologists are scientists who study weather. I think we've all seen a weatherman before, just like this picture. When measuring and describing weather conditions, meteorologists collect and analyze data such as temperature, humidity, wind speed, air pressure, and precipitation. Precipitation is any form of water that falls from Earth's atmosphere to the ground. This includes rain, snow, sleet, and hail. The amount of precipitation and other weather data varies from hour to hour, day to day, and the season to season. In this lesson and activity, you will investigate weather data from your area. So we're going to talk about, in regards to Salamanca, how are daily weather data different from seasonal weather data? Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the daily weather data for our community. We're going to do Salamanca. So to find this, you can all put this right on your home screen and have it. It's pretty nice. I like to look at it a lot to see what the weather is and what the weather is going to be. So what you're going to do in your search bar is type weather. It's an app, and all you have to do is you can press pin to taskbar and it will go right here on your screen, or you can just open it. I am going to have you reference it a few times, so I think it would be beneficial if you do pin it to your taskbar. So I'm going to click into mine. So I'm not sure about you all, but mine goes to Washington, D.C. So I'm going to have to type in the search bar. We want to see Salamanca. Remember to do Salamanca, New York. Alright, and in here we get a lot of different awesome information about the weather for our area for today. So we have the town and the state that we're in. We have a little symbol. Of course, that's the sun to show us that overall today is going to be a sunny day. Okay? Then we have the temperature. Okay? It is 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty cold today, but we do have some sunshine. Here is that this picture is always going to match up with this word here, so it's sunny. Then here it says feels like. So the feels like is a temperature indicator that is able to tell us what the weather feels like when our bodies go outside. So this is an important feature in weather applications and weather apps. When you hit extreme heat, let's say you're in Florida in the summertime, or you're in Buffalo or Salamanca in the wintertime. Extreme heat is when the temperature can be different than what it actually feels like outside. Like you might hear this winter that the temperature is 10 degrees, but because of the wind and because of all the different things in the air, it actually feels colder than 10 degrees. So it might actually feel like -5, although the temperature is 10. So again, this real feel or feels like is going to be very helpful in extreme weather, whether it's extreme cold or extreme heat. Here we have how fast wind is traveling. It's only going 1 mile an hour right now, so it's barely windy at all. Visibility is going to be how visible the air is. If we can see through the air really well, it'll be a high number, like 9.9, like it is right now, or it might be 10. Since it's not raining, it's not snowing, the visibility is almost picture perfect right now. You can see very well outside. The barometer. This is a new word. This might be the first time you're hearing this. But the barometer actually is a weather tool that we're going to use to detect the air pressure in the air. I want to show you what this looks like. So here is a picture of a barometer. You can see down here, there's a 4. That's kind of these are smaller numbers. The big numbers are 29, 30, and 31. And let's look at what the barometer for today was, and we can kind of compare it to our clock here. The barometer is 30. Okay? Barometer is 30. And this kind of makes sense, kind of correlates pretty well that there is no rain, there's no snow in the air, the visibility was perfect. So we're all the way over here. Going this way means that the weather is warm and also clear. If you're going to the left, it means we're getting more things in our air pressure, whether that be cloudy, foggy, rainy, all of those types of things. So if it was raining, our barometer might be lower than 30. It might be around 29. So here it's going to be cloudy, rainy. Up here it's going to be pretty clear. And then over here it's going to be more warmer and also clear. Okay? That's the difference. Weather on this side is going to be, again, cloudy, rainy. Over here it's going to be more warmer and clearer. Okay? So it makes sense that right now our visibility is 9.9 out of 10 we saw, and our barometer pressure is in the 30s, and it's great, it says. All right, so this also tells us humidity in the air. It says it's 85% humidity, and our dew point is 37 degrees. Down here, we have our daily weather, and then you can break it into hourly weather. So for the daily weather for Monday is 61, partly sunny. Here I can see hour by hour. If you notice, it slowly is going up and up and up. I'm going to throw in some questions here and see if you think you can understand why it's going up a little bit. So think about in the morning, it's cold. Then as the sun is rising, it's getting warmer. And the warmest part of the day is between 1 o'clock usually and 4 o'clock, okay? Then we start going down a little bit more because the sun is starting to set. So you can see it starts in the 50s this morning, goes up to and almost hits, it does hit 61. Then we go back down and it gets chillier and chillier as the sun starts to set. So we have the hourly for each day of the week as well. Ooh, it's going to be chilly tomorrow. Alright, so let's just keep it on Monday. Day details. Here's a little information about what we should expect. Expect partly sunny skies, what we can expect in the nighttime, what time the sun is up, what time the sun will set. We even have some talking about the moon. Looks like tonight we have a waxing crescent, so we can look up in the sky and we'll see a moon that looks just like this one today. Precipitation, this is one of our vocab words for today. 0%, which means it will not be raining, it will not be snowing, nothing. The air will stay dry. Humidity, again, has to do with the sun and the heat in the air. That's low, that's at 37. Down here we have the UV index is 5. This is how strong the sun is. So think about over the summer. If you got a sunburn, the UV was higher. If you go outside in a t-shirt, you're not going to get a sunburn, most likely because the temperature in the air is chilly. Okay, the humidity is low and the UV of the sun is low. You might be getting sunburns when the humidity is in the 80s and the UV is 8, 9, or 10. This goes up to 10, okay? 5 is lower though. Wind, 6 miles, says 6 miles an hour down here. That's still not too windy today at all. Then we saw that the precipitation is 0%, but it's telling us that in years past, in the past 30 years, so this is more about the climate rather than the weather, in the past 30 years, it has rained 22 out of 30 times on this day. So it's pretty frequent that it rains on the September 21st. It's rained in the past, but it's not raining today. So that's pretty interesting too. Then here we have record temperatures in the past 30 years too. Looks like a few years ago it was 83 degrees today. Average high is 70 degrees. If it's cold, usually it's around 47. If it's warm, it's usually around 70. This is a record high. It doesn't really get to these too much, but it has been, and that's what it's telling us here. So that's always pretty interesting to look at too. So I'm going to have you guys answer a question about explaining what a few of these things mean. Remember, this is daily weather data for Salamanca. Alright, we're 9 minutes in, so we're going to end our lesson very shortly, and I'll give you guys time to work on your vocab words and your wow statement. So your wow statement today, you might pick out a few things from this page that you have learned about, and you can explain to me what it might mean. Now we're going to talk briefly about seasonal weather data, okay? We use seasonal weather data to describe kind of like climate. Over time, what are we to expect in Salamanca, New York? This isn't anything fancy that I did. If you want to find this too, you just Google search seasonal weather data for Salamanca, New York. Now, this is very different than the daily weather that we just looked at. This is daily. It tells us temperature, hourly, how it changes, sunset, sunrise, what the moon is going to look like, if it's going to rain, if it has rained in the past on this day, the UV index, how strong the sun is. So we learned a bunch from this. Now, as you can see that this is a lot less going on, okay? It breaks it up into months, and also sometimes it breaks it up into seasons. So for us, we're able to see in Salamanca in September, the highest, it might be a 73, the lowest it might be is 44. And that number is pretty similar to down here. Remember, estimating. It's not going to be the same number. If I was to estimate a number and you were to estimate a number, it'll probably be similar, but maybe not exact, and that's okay. So it says the record high was 83, the record low was 35. So that fits perfectly. We have two numbers. If it's warm, it's going to be 73. If it's cold, it's going to be probably around 44. And it's cold today, and the temperature is 39. So that does kind of fit too. We're able to see how many days it rains per month and what the average temperature is going to be, if it's a warm day or a cold day. So this is just an overview. So there is a very big difference between weather A, daily weather data, and weather B, seasonal weather data, okay? So this is weather that's daily, that's constantly changing. Look, even in just today, in a few hours, it will go from mostly sunny to partly sunny. From 53 degrees, it'll go up to 60 degrees. It's changing constantly. However, seasonal weather data is like climate, and it's something that we can kind of predict over a long period of time. Maybe it's bi-monthly, over a long period of time. Alright, now I'm going to have you all get to that science virtual notebook, and we're going to be adding our vocabulary for the day and your wow statement. If you have made it to this part of the lesson, we are almost done. Thanks for sticking out with me, everybody. Alright, now you can see me doing some editing here. I'm so fancy. You are now going to write down your vocabulary words. So pause this video or just listen. But I want you to pull up your science virtual notebooks if you haven't. Our vocab words today, again there's 3, is going to be precipitation, another vocab word we have, meteorologist, and last but not least, weather. Yes, weather's vocabulary word is very loud. Or I'm being very loud. The weather definition is very long. I'm talking loud. Anyway, I want you to write every single word. Yes, I do. Okay. Here you go. Precipitation. Any form of water that falls to earth, including rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Meteorologist. A scientist who studies weather. Weather. The outdoor conditions at a specific time and place. Weather information often includes information related to temperature, precipitation, humidity, and cloud cover. Okay? If you do not know what to write for your wow statement, please just talk about one of these vocabulary words. Please, 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 okay? Or think about some things that I explained on our weather for our Salamanca, the blue page I think I call it weather A, and then weather B was the seasonal weather. What's the differences between those? Explain the vocab words. These are all ideas. Okay, so you are going to write your vocab words in your virtual science notebooks. You are going to now write your wow statement on this next following question that's about to pop up. Okay? You can write your wow statement with your vocab too if you want, but you have to write it here now. Okay? Good luck, everybody. I can't wait to see what you come up with.